haven't done these in a while. It's a work in progress video. Some of the customs I'm working on. What made me decide to do this? Got a cape in the mail from a buddy of mine. This was originally made by my friend Commandant. He made an awesome two-tone cape for me. He also cut this final graphic out. That's one of my, sent him the vector file of that, and it's one of my original characters. I don't have a way to press any graphics on the vinyl, so I sent this to a buddy of mine that does custom vinyl graphics, custom vinyl signs and shirts and stuff. So he pressed this on for me and sent it back to me. I'm ready to get this mounted to my figure. Also, I'm going to have to make it be removable. I actually got little pips that go through here that are detachable with magnets, and that's magnetized. So I'm actually going to hot glue the cape to this. When I was made this back before I even had the cape, and it sits a little high, so I'm actually going to chrome this back here, leave this where I can hot glue the cape there, but chrome in the back what's visible, so it'll kind of look the continuation of the chrome on the back. So I'm looking forward to finally finishing this up and end up doing a full video on this when it's ready. Another one of my original characters is still Valkyrie. I started sculpting on this. I kit bashed a few different Marvel Legends together and some casted parts. The upper torso was a casting of DC Direct live wire. Sand it and resculpt it. Attached to Marvel Legends neck so I can have a disc-hinged neck. Moonstone head. Emma Frost hair. Moonstone arms and legs. Hips from, I think, Captain Marvel. Set it down, taper down a little bit, smooth out to like there's a molding issue with like Moonstone Buck on the hips. Cleaned that up, reshaped it. Reshaped it to fit the contour of the body a little bit. They stuck out a little bit farther. Reshaped this is the lower waist is from the Retro Credit Wasp. I modified it. Did re-taper the legs, the lower waist area. And now I have a female figure that can do a more natural leg cross. Eventually get back on working on this one. Next up is I'm working on a G.I. Joe classified style Barney Ross from the Expendables. It's Sylvester Stallone. Donman art. I'll put a link down below. In his Colts 3D store, he's actually where you can purchase a 4-pack of Barney Ross heads. And so I kit bashed a Recondo upper body with the Timber and Snake Eyes 2-pack gear and lower body. And it's coming along pretty good. I just got one of the heads painted up, and so that's just need to finish up painting this head up and have one, and eventually paint up the other heads. But this was the main priority because it's kind of easier because it's basically flesh tone. Paint the glasses, paint the hat and the hair and the cigar, and we got a Barney Ross. Next up is another one of my original characters. This is going to be my main villain, Nihilus. And this is, basically just got the head fixed up. I'm using the hips out of a MCU Captain Marvel, the ball joint out of the hips. I trimmed off the nub. And this is a movie Venom, of course. I modified the neck where I can actually use this, notched it, where I got a lot more range of movement. That teeny tiny one that like sticks up has no range of movement on the movie Venom. And head sculpt of my character, and my friend Custom Cannon's actually going to be making armor. I sent this to him. He did a 3D scan. He's going to model some armor that go in this. So it'll be really different once it's done. But I thought this was a good base. But with that modified neck, I can actually get good range of movement out of it instead of the tiny little bit of movement before swapping out that joint. The big work in progress I've been slowly getting around to. I made several Ultraverse Prime customs. I made 2 final forms, and technically only one of them still exists. So I turned one of them into a first appearance. But this will be a final form red and blue Prime when it's all said and done. And I got some new head sculpts compared to the ones I used before. Got gritted teeth. Got a nice smiling head. A neutral one. I actually modified this one, made the jaw a little bit bigger, as you can see on this one compared to this one. And the jawline's much shallower, like more of a bigger jaw. It kind of matches the other heads a little better. And I got an open, a yelling style head. The forearm gauntlets are castings I made of some of the original ones I made for my first Final Form Prime. Made molds off those. And when I was redoing that Final Form into a First Appearance Prime, took a mold of those lower legs and hollowed those out and grafted them onto the actual Caliban lower legs. I actually dremeled those down, tapered them down, and so I can use Warpath feet. And this is my first one that retains the boot swivel. I've actually sculpted, but on all the previous ones, I always sculpted the boots onto the shins itself, so I lost the boot swivel, but not on this one. I'll have that. Everything is prepped right now. Everything's sanded, all the joints, and everything clearance. I put epoxy inside these here to key them on each arm, where they only fit on either side. The P is just cut out from styrene. I printed out the logo, glued it to some styrene, and cut it with hobby knife. I still got to sculpt the chest armor. And my friend Don Sawyer made the capes for me. They're at my same friend's house getting the P logos put on those. And I got magnets into the traps. That's how I attach the cape. And actually went in from the inside. Previous ones I actually drilled them and put the magnets in through here, and it's like, realized, why didn't I just put them in through here? So I just cut a opening out inside the arm socket, and there we go. Don't have to re-sculpt over it. Of course, I'm going to sculpt over it with armor anyway, but that cuts out a little bit of work. He's all prepped up. On the next customizing live stream, I'm going to start working on sculpting the armor on the chest and on the back. And after that's done, it'll be time for paint. That's all I got for this work in progress. If you like watching customizing, I do a weekly live stream every Sunday night, every other Thursday. And me and several other guys, I'll catch you on the next one.